Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, viewers all over the world. This is the African Pace, reaching you live. Today we are going to talk about issues bordering and Nigeria, because we are looking Nigeria as a case study on this discourse. And today we are going to be looking at the ASUU strike and tertiary institutions in Nigeria. How have they fared? What are the issues? What are the challenges? Have they done well? Have they done better? Joining me on this discourse is
Don Tico
and my humble self, Mr. Gospower. Before we do justice to this discourse, we are putting a video up where Professor Julius Ihonvbere, I think representing one of the constituencies in Nigeria in the National House of Assembly, who happens also to be a member of ASUU and one time chairman also, very sure University of Port Harcourt, who presently is an honorable member, who extensively talked about this in the House of Representatives. I want to appeal to every one of us and those who have the opportunity to look at this video, because when we come back, we are going to sit down and begin to evaluate his perspective to the issue as we discuss, and also we will also appeal to those who have access to this video. And after our program, please, we will encourage you to put your observations and comments on our comment section. As we finish our program, we are going to put up our addresses on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, as the case may be, such that we'll continue to have better discussions as it unfolds. And please, let us also understand that from time to time, we are going to be looking at various issues across Africa and how we are going to make Africa as a continent better for it, and how we are going to improve in areas where we need to improve, and also subsequently in all areas where we think we need to make progress. Thank you very much as we put up this video for your...
Okay, Mr. Speaker, if we really valued education and the implications of a sound educational system for national growth and development, we will not be behaving the way we are behaving. Sir, the universities we are talking about, the libraries, the best of the library is at least 5 to 10 years behind in the relevant literature. The laboratories, nothing to write home about. Academic journals have disappeared completely. ASUU does not just embark on a strike. As a former secretary of ASUU and chairman of ASUU, I can speak authoritatively that there are several processes of consultation, both with government and with branches, before a decision is reached on whether to go on strike or not. And I believe that before ASUU took this decision, there are 3 outstanding agreements signed by the federal government and not implemented. I mean, what do we want the union to do? So I think this is a great opportunity for this House, probably working with the Senate, to come up with a clear strategy on how to engage the federal government to live up to its own agreements. That is the problem. There is no other thing. The teachers are ready to perform their duties. The students, I believe, are also ready to go to school. But if we imagine the consequences of a disrupted academic calendar, we will better appreciate why this strike must not be allowed, to begin, much less continue. I want to appeal to our colleagues here, those who have connections with the big men in this country to please educate them that when you sign an agreement, you should live up to the terms of that agreement. ASUU is doing the right thing in calling a strike, but mainly to call the attention of Nigerians to what the federal government is doing. Not because they want to punish the students or prevent them from taking their exams or breaking the calendar. It is because the federal government has become notorious in signing agreements and not living up to the terms of the agreement. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I want to appeal that this must be taken very seriously. This is an opportunity to find a once and for all solution to the problem of strikes in our universities. If you see the quality of products of these universities because of disruption of the calendar, you will understand why it is very important. Because the kind of people, the kinds of students we are producing, graduates, will become worse than Boko Haram in the near future. Because they are good at almost nothing. And you force them into the system, give them jobs, they damage the entire administrative, political, and planning processes. And we're back to square one. Over 6 decades after political independence, we are still where we are. We have not solved one single problem. One. Even as the one listed in O.A. Lawal that we all read for a while. Go back to that book, it's still in existence, and see if we have solved one problem since 1960. We should be embarrassed. The Nigerian ruling class is more than wearing big agbada, riding air-conditioned cars and building mansions in Asokoro and other places. We should be embarrassed that as a nation, we have not made progress decisively in any sector. And part of the problem is what is happening with ASUU. We're going to be talking about our school children. You have governors with convoys of 20 cars, 30 cars. They are spending money to hire thugs, but they can't even build schools for their children. They can't feed the children once a day. What are we talking about as a people? Let's take ourselves more seriously, take our country more seriously, and do the right thing at the right time to save the future. Thank you very much, Mr.
Gospa.
Yes.
What's your take on the position of Professor Julius Ihonvbere?
Professor Julius Ihonvbere is a very renowned ASUU stalwart. Professor Julius Ihonvbere has been there as he borders on the ASUU struggle. I can remember vividly he was a branch chairman, I think, University of Port Harcourt, and he has. There have been reasons for him to also embark on strike as ASUU chairman in University of Port Harcourt in his time, and he spoke as somebody who knew the issues. He spoke as somebody who has been there, and he spoke as somebody who is involved. You see, what are the issues? Over time, you will begin to see Nigerians accusing ASUU. Oh, ASUU is selfish. Whatever strike they embark on is for their selfish interest. And for me, I've come to understand that it's ignorance on the part of those people who will usually say that ASUU is selfish. There's what Professor Ihonvbere said was very clear to me, and what he has said is very clear. And what is that? He's saying that, look, if not for ASUU, there would have been public universities in this country.
Okay.
That's a clear statement. What is he trying to say? If you look at our laboratories today, they fall short of the 21st century laboratory.
Yeah,
they cannot compete. They cannot compete with other laboratories or even in Africa, other universities in Africa. Look at Ghana, for example. They have gone far beyond where we are. Is it our libraries? Very outdated libraries. As I speak with you today, it is very difficult for you to find a public university with an e-library. And these are some of the things, these are the issues that ASUU is projecting. Look, telling the university to come, the federal government to come and ensure that they beef up the Nigerian university standard, at least to even compete with national global standard. And at the end of the day, you begin to see that these things are not done. For example, let's go back to public schools at the primary and secondary level. You discover that in Nigeria today, a lot of people no longer attend private schools and secondary schools. Because why? They are underfunded. The government doesn't even care what is happening there. And at the end of the day, everybody have turned to private schools. And you also agree with me. People often argue. I'm not saying that that's the situation. People often argue that, look, that the federal government wants the public institutions to die so as to give credence to private university. But at the end of the day, how many people of the poor masses can afford to go to the private universities? And that is what we are saying.
School abroad.
Or school abroad. No, we are not even talking about abroad. Oh man, we don't go there. We are talking about schooling in Nigeria first, or schooling in a private university in Nigeria. So Ihonvbere is saying that, look, the government should come to terms. You know, in our previous video, remember we also said it became very clear that the children of the public servants do not attend our universities. So as far as they are concerned, they don't really care. Are you getting me? And that's why we continue to see incessant issues of ASUU strike. And let me tell you, this video you saw is not a video of the recent strike ongoing in Nigerian university. We are talking about, this video is about 2 years ago when ASUU also went back on the strike. So my position is the federal government actually should try as much as possible to be responsible, to understand that the future of this country, you know, lies on our educational stability and how much we are able to pursue it to a point where we can even generate a lot of foreign exchange from our educational sector.
Okay. You viewers, will come to the end of this session. This is our take on the issues at hand regarding ASUU. You can let us know about your take in our comment section. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and share our page, and don't forget to follow us on our Twitter and Instagram pages at the Africa Pace. Thank you and have a lovely day.